Hey all, James here, coming to talk to you about co-op campaign problems we've been having recently with games when they come out. I've noticed that co-ops generally do not come around all that often. You have multiplayer you can play in games, and you have single-player campaigns you can play. There's no really co-op campaigns. You can go through co-op when you play multiplayer, but it's not really co-op. You're not playing together. You're essentially playing two separate games together as a friend, because you're not required to do this certain thing with that person to get through it. This is why multiplayer is not really co-op. Campaigns, generally speaking, are single player because they're written from the viewpoint of one person, and you can't really expand upon that. The last game that I know of that came out with a decent co-op campaign was Halo 4. So we're gonna see if Halo 5 stays true to that, but it's highly doubtful in the fact that most games in the last couple of years have been going more towards single-player campaigns. Co-op campaigns are a lot different in the fact that, yes, you can play it as a single player, and then when you go through, you can also add another player, and it doesn't really change the mechanics of the game, but you get more audio, and you actually, most of the time when you play a game, you go through and there's more than just you playing the game. So for instance, if you play COD, there's which is Call of Duty for those of you who don't know what COD stands for, there's you running through, and then there's also your boss or your higher up in the rank, and they go through with you, but they just kind of aim at things and don't really hit them. The point of a co-op campaign would be you could replace that bad AI with a person who could be equally as bad or good, but the point is that you're playing with another person and you're not just watching and playing the game by yourself. It kind of fosters a little social type shenanigan going on. So there's three kind of different co-op type brands I can think about when I think about co-op. You have this separate but equal but still together, and that's when both players play in the same level at the same time in this type of cooperative play. Usually each player has identical abilities, so it's related pretty well to multiplayer in online games. So if you play like Titanfall or Call of Duty, you have a similar game set and a similar game, like a set of abilities, but you may have a different gun or something like that. It doesn't really change how well the game works. It's based on how well you play, and you being with another friend over here, and you're doing fine by yourself, but over here your buddy's playing by himself and he's kicking butt. Him kicking butt does not affect you at all. It just kind of, you're both just playing a separate game on the same screen. And then you have forced cooperation, where in Portal 2, if you play co-op, you have to go through and you have to lift up this block where your partner picks up this block in order to move forward, or you have to shoot a portal at a wall and they have to shoot a portal at another wall to get through that level. So it's more, you're forced to work together in things like that to get through the level. So it's not anywhere separate but equal but still together, and it's not organic cooperation. When you're playing an organic cooperation type thing, you have to actually focus on what your partner is doing and react to that. So it's if you play Call of Duty or Halo or any other shooting game or MMO, and you're on a team with somebody, most of those games don't have friendly fire on, meaning if you shoot at them, the bullet will go through them and ignore them, and it won't hurt them. Organic co-op would be more like friendly fire is off, not off, but friendly fire is on, and you can shoot at the person who's on your team and it will kill them. It adds for a more realistic type gameplay in the fact that you can, the bullet doesn't go completely through your partner. You can actually kill them when you're playing. It's, yes, you can still be playing on you can be playing multiplayer and have friendly fire on and be able to kill them, and it's kind of co-op-y because your partner's actual actions affect your actions, whereas friendly fire is off, it doesn't affect your actions. So lots of games, when they do co-op, they think of it more as you're just going to play together, play the same game, but on different screens. So that's not really co-op, in my opinion. Co-op would be more, you're playing on the same screen, you can play through the game, or whether you're first person or third person, and you can play through the game, but it's a larger, you affect your teammate more than you would if friendly fire was off. So organic cooperation is probably the best type of co-op, but all in all, I've noticed a general mechanic drop in the fact that we don't see co-op campaigns that work well together. It's more separate but equal but still together play, or it's forced cooperation, or they don't have it at all. So the last couple Call of Duty games have had none of that. They don't have co-op campaigns. You play multiplayer for to play with your buddies, and you play single player, which is the campaign. Co-op campaigns don't come around all that often. It's just not as prominent. It's a fleeting game mechanic, and that could be given to the fact that people don't like to do that, but plenty of people like to play co-op games. It should come back. Yes, you can play a co-op. Just, I know systems don't do that because it costs them money. So if they play multiplayer, it requires 2 systems, 2 games, 2 consoles, everything, 2 TVs. It like makes them money. Whereas if they make co-op, it could be 2 people, 4 people playing on 1 TV, 1 system, so they lose $500 on a system. So that type of stuff like that. I think co-op games are being more towards they're going to fall off as long as there's no companies that actually think that way anymore. We do need them to come back, so if you're watching this and you happen to be a game designer, I want them back. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.